Hey up guys, welcome back to Pitt Motoring TV, your weekly pit stop for all things cars. Another new car review for you. This week I've been down to see my mate Dave again down at Minstergate. They're based in Scarborough, York, Hull. They mainly deal with Peugeot, Hyundai and also MG. But this week we're not in an MG. This week, yep, you've got it, we're in a Peugeot. And the car that Dave's hooked me up with today for the review for the channel is the Peugeot 3008 GT. But it's not just any other GT, it's the top of the range Hybrid 4. So obviously 300 horsepower combined with its electric motors and four-wheel drive. So it'd be rude not to go where I'm going to go, so we'll play a little game. Keep watching in the video. If you're into your bike racing or your hill climbing motorsport, you might be able to guess whereabouts I'm going. So if you want to know more about the 3008 GT, how it looks, if it's as good on the road as people say it is, stay tuned. So, the new 3008 GT Peugeot is stunning. I mean, from where it once began with the 3008, it was a bit confused. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It was either an SUV or an MPV. It just didn't work. And it wasn't, I don't think it was very good, to be fair. But for me, it was more like junk from the Goonies with how it looked. It was chunky, it was wallowy. It sort of like did the truffle shuffle while you're driving it down the road. It really needed bringing back into being a competitive car. And lately, that is what Peugeot is doing with every single one of their cars. Now, I mean, they all look stunning. The styling wise these days are on point. Now, the 3008 was a stunning car anyway from when they facelifted it back in 2016. But the new mid-facelifted 3008 that's come out this year is even better. There's no longer that frameless front grille. It's now frameless front grille. Obviously, Peugeot's new all full LED headlights with the LED daytime running light strip going down the side of the bumper. You've got the painted lip at the bottom. You've got gloss black plastic grills at the side. I mean, they are fake grills, but they still look nice. So around the side is where it really sets off the 3008. I mean, the sharp lines, the sleek styling, the shape of the doors and the windows. The GT that I'm in today comes with the 18-inch diamond cut black alloy wheels. Now, they're really nice, and against this blue colour, it really sets it off. I mean, just on the side here, you've got the little vents with the chrome detailing. So carrying on with the side, from the front to the rear, the doors are really nice. I mean, they're a really nice size. They open nice and wide, so fitting your children's car seat is going to be really easy, getting passengers in, just getting your kids in general. It's really practical. I mean, it's sleek lines, sleek design, it's modern. They've really cracked it with the 3008. So let's take a look at the back. So then, round the back is also where the newly mid-facelifted 3008 has changed. It's got those Claude signature LED rear lights. Again, the new Peugeot badge. You can opt for the black pack, and in the black pack you get obviously black accessories. You get a satin black Peugeot lion emblem. But I mean, what do you think? It looks really nice from the rear. You've got your chrome exhaust, but to be fair, as Matt Watson would say, it's not really good because they are fake. You've got a nice chrome strip across the back. The badging is really nice. Obviously they've had an update with the new badge release and things like that with Peugeot. But it's just, I mean, look at it. It's got a nice wide stance. Even at the front, it's nice and wide. It's just got that sort of presence from the front end and even at the rear. And in this Hybrid 4, which is the four-wheel drive variant of the hybrid with 300 brake horsepower, I think there's going to be a fair few people looking at the back of your car. And I mean, look at that. They're going to be looking at that thinking, how was that just past me? Practicality wise as a family car, it's awesome. So we're going to take a look inside, quick look around the inside, see how practical it actually is, and show you in there. So then, we're in the back of the 3008, and you'd be happy to know, practicality wise, it is really good. I mean, the MG ZS that I drove the other week, that's an SUV similar to this, but it had a little bit more rear leg room. If you do get the panoramic sunroof, headroom has been a bit of an issue. Seats a bit further back than my normal driving position, but I've still got plenty of a little bit of leg room. I've got space to move forward. You can get your feet underneath the seats. The seats are really comfortable, nice and soft. The leather is lovely. I mean, the quality of the materials used is really nice. As you can see, the Alcantara in different stitching and patterns. Same with the leather. Back here, practicality wise for your kids or even taking friends, there's a 12-volt socket with a couple of air vents here, just like obviously the direction and how fast you want them to come out. It's not very technical, but you can adjust them slightly. You've got 2 USB charging ports down here, so obviously you've got the little DVD headrest screens for your kids watching films when you're going away on a holiday or on a long trip. They can plug them in, phones, tablets, whatever they've got, you name it, you can plug it in. Like little nets on the back, storage nets. They're not massive. Now, door bins, that's not a bad size. You'd be able to fit a drinks bottle in there, or even same again, some form of device that you could place, either a tablet or a phone or something like that. I mean, with the darker headliner, the dark interior, the black plastics and the tinted rear windows, lighting's not too bad. It's darker than most, but you still got a good view out. You got a good view out the rear, even though it's a slightly smaller rear window. But the little rear quarter windows, your kids can look around and look out and see around them, especially if they're playing the mini and yellow car game. So let's head into the front. So then, into the front of the 3008, and you're met with this, just if you're a bit childish like me, you'll absolutely love it. It's like a fighter jet-esque cockpit. The way that obviously the doors mould and shape into the shape of the dash, the way everything for the driver is on the driver's side. It's all separated with this. I mean, it's nice. It's not cheap plastics. Like I said, the materials used are really, really good. You've got really nice feel for the gear knob. You've got your electronic handbrake. You've got your little selector for your driving modes. It's a keyless start. So you've got your little push button down here. Now these, when we take it out for a drive, I'll show you, but these are really annoying. They're a bit fiddly. But you'd think that with them having buttons there, you can actually use them to control things such as your climate control, which has dual zone climate control, and DAB radio, your sat nav, everything. These are like little shortcut buttons, but everything is controlled through the infotainment system, which, yeah, it's clever. And with the way it's positioned, it is higher and further across to you, facing you, than obviously other cars in the market, obviously similar to this. But you still have to distract yourself while you're driving to control the temperature and things like that. But yeah, I mean, practicality wise, you've got a nice big pocket down here for your phone or your keys or whatever. There is a USB charging port down here. Obviously I've been using it today to keep my phone charged. 12-volt socket. There's a nice little coin tray here. You've got 2 decent sized cup holders, and they've got little springy bits in, so that obviously when you put your cup in, it can hold it nice and it's not going to rock around. Now, one thing I really like about this is there's nothing worse than when you want to get something that you've got stored in the centre armrest, of lifting it up while you're driving and twisting. It's like you're trying to contort yourself. But this, it's split. It's really, really good. I mean, you've got a little lift out tray here that you can lift it in and out, and you can position where you want it to be. You can either have it at the front or the back, but I mean, it's a really deep pocket. It's got non-slip in the bottom, just like these, the cup holders and everything else up here storage wise has. I mean, that's massive. I mean, look at that. It swallows my full arm. Yeah, so you can see how practical that is. But it's got really nice leather on there, really nice stitching, but it's big enough so you and missus or whatever, you and your partner can share it while you're out on a drive. Now, as for the materials used, the leather is really nice and soft. It's really plush. But the Alcantara too. I mean, it goes all the way down the door cards in the front and the rear, and then especially on the dash, you see it, obviously the stitching. Everything's not scratchy. I mean, down the bottom is where you'll find your scratchy plastics, but you're not exactly going to go down there and scratch them out here. Glove box wise, I don't get it, it's a bit pointless. There's no sides to it. It's not that big. I mean, you could put your McDonald's napkins in there, packet of baby wipes maybe, or your service book or something or other. But yeah, and you've got LED ambient lighting. Sun visors are really good. You've got mirrors in both, which I know the ladies that might be watching the channel will like. Right, without further ado, we're going to take it out for a drive. And first of all, we've got to do it. We've got to send it. Hey up, pausing this video and interrupting it for something a little bit different. If you're wanting to see the launch of the 3008 GT Hybrid 4, head over and check it out on my Facebook page and Instagram. I'll pop them up here. It's Pitt Motoring TV on Facebook and at Pitt Motoring TV on Instagram. So, without further ado, let's get back to the review. So we've had a look around the outside, we've checked out the interior, but what's it like out on the road? I mean, I've had it for a couple of hours today, just tootling round. Obviously Scarborough, it's nice and sunny, so we've just been driving about, mainly in electric mode, in EV mode. It's quiet, it's smooth. I mean, range-wise, you can get up to 28 miles out of a single charge. Now, you might think, electric vehicle, all this lot, EV mode, oh, that's not great, but it's a plug-in hybrid. So obviously you've got the petrol engine that regenerates some power back into the battery while you're driving around. It doesn't take long to get it up to a full charge. It depends if you use its facilities of the two chargers that it's got. You can either slow charge it for home, or obviously there's the plug socket for the fast charging, quick charging. Now, out on the road, suspension wise, it copes well with the bumps. Handling, it's really nice. I mean, driving position is absolutely spot on. These seats are really comfortable. But what I've seen in the Allure, I think it is, they've got like a little bit of a pattern with a ridge in the middle. Now, that can get a little bit uncomfortable on your back on long journeys, but for tootling around towns and obviously just a practical family car, it's not going to be that much of a big difference. I love the smaller steering wheel and the way they've raised the driver display above the steering wheel, so you don't have to look through the steering wheel. That is really good, and the different functionality in it and the way you can change the display, really, really, really good. I really like that, but I'm going to do a separate video for them, so obviously keep an eye on the channel and keep an eye out for that one. With it being the 8-speed auto, obviously in the hybrid you get the regenerative braking and auto braking, things like that. When it comes to a stop, it can be quite harsh and it jolts you forward a little bit. But I think that's something that you can get used to and obviously learn to live with. Whereas everything else, I mean, the brake pedal, it's got a nice bite to it, it's got nice grip progressively as you push further down on the pedal, and depending on how hard you do it. But I really like the steering wheel. It's got really nice feel, really nice materials. It's like perforated leather on the outers for your hands. On the tops, it's smooth leather, and on the bottom, obviously it's flat bottomed, flat topped. It's angled, so you get a really, really nice grip. The steering wheel controls are quite simple. Flappy paddles. You've got your controls for your lights and everything. The only thing that's a bit annoying is on the actual infotainment system, there's no physical buttons or even visible buttons on there for like go back and things like that. I'm sure there will be, but it's just been a quick look. But the physical buttons down on the dash here, they are really like fighter jet cockpit style, and the way that the cockpit dash actually surrounds itself around you and sort of cocoons you in. I love it. I love the look of it. But the knobs are a little bit fiddly and a bit annoying. Like the control for the climate control and obviously your blowers and your vents, they're only controlled by touchscreen. Now when you're driving around, it's a bit of a faff just going there and just taking your eyes off the road. I mean, the way that they've angled the screen is good, but you still have to move away from your line of vision on the road to actually change your settings. Now there's loads of functionality in the infotainment system, so like I said, another video just to run through them, just so it doesn't make this review that bit too long. But there is a physical button for the volume, which is really good. I really like to see that. acceleration wise, it's really good. The power is smooth. I mean, at the moment I'm just in normal hybrid mode. You can change your driving modes. There is sport, hybrid and all electric. So anything up to, I think Dave said it was about 40 mile an hour it can run in hybrid, in electric, sorry. So it's not too bad. Packed full of kit. Now then, just wanted to come on and just apologise obviously for this week's video. It's not up to the standard that I'd like. I am a stay-at-home dad. I had to go pick my kids up from school, so everything just seemed a bit of a rush. I hope the quality's alright, hope the review's alright. I've got a separate video for the infotainment system and the driver display. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, drop us a comment below what you think of the 3008 GT, maybe what you'd like to see on the channel. I've got discussions going on with a few other dealers, so if there's any cars that you'd like to see, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. Car features on here as well, so if you have a car that you want featuring on the channel, please do get in touch. Just looking into obviously the insurances around everything, because obviously I'd rather not be covered third party, I'd rather be fully comp, so obviously your car's well cared for. But anyway, like I say, don't forget to like and drop us a comment below. If you're new to the channel, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn that bell notification on so you don't miss another video. And obviously if you're returning to watch another video, thank you very much for your support. We're still a new channel, it really means a lot. But yeah, I'll see you all on the next one.